If I have some person who was a reference for me, I think my mother, the way to live, not just the artist product, no, the way, so how the people think also. This is my door.
Namaste and welcome to the channel Khojpatra. Today we are in a special talk with Constanza Bitthoff, and she is an artist, a dancer from Buenos Aires, Argentina. She has been dancing from the last 46 years. She was telling me in the conversation that she has been dancing since she was 6 years old. So let's welcome her. Constanza, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So it's been around 6 years since we began the journey on Khojpatra. So what we basically do is we talk with the artist. We talk about how their art initiated, how their arts began, and how they are doing with it. So can you tell us more about how you began your dancing career? What was it like?
I remember my mother, for example. That is the first images that I remember, playing with me, lying on the floor. We were lying on the floor with 2 sticks, and she learned to me to move the sticks with some sound, clack clack clack, clack clack clack, or some rhythm. She proposed me to do some rhythm, and I don't remember if was my brother or the third person who tried to put feet in between the feet. So that was this kind of dances that I remember, and also the small villages where I was when I was 5 years old. I was in some villages. The name is Castelar. It's out of the city, which is Buenos Aires. And I remember in the same acres, my house was here, and in the afternoon, I always heard some sound from piano, but to do also a voice doing something like demi-plie, passe, with the rhythm, no? So I was followed that voice, and I understand that there inside that house was like an academic of classic Spanish and ballet, Spanish dance. And I remember asking my mother if I can go, and my mother, I took some classes from classic there, but I felt afraid of my teacher at that time, and also my body, the shape of my body, is not available for the classic dance, because they are thin, tall, and I always was with shape, my body, with muscle also.
Con gordo.
Yeah, it's como strong, it's like a pack, So I realized that that wasn't my place, but something happened with the line of the classic, I respect and I enjoy, and push myself also to go, to cross the line, the fear line also, no? For the practice. So even if the teacher was terrible for me, was like I think that climb put myself under my spirit, understand some discipline that I need to respect, and was good for me.
So how long did it go? How long the classical training go?
No, it was like I think 6, 8, 9 and 10. And 10, 12, I start to go to another places. Also gymnastic Olympic, and I was looking for all of the sport in my school, I remember myself also in my street with my neighbors. I had time to play, you know, on the streets outside of my house. So I remember myself playing like I was always the director, and my friends, you know, I put them in some to do some choreography, and then I play and I sing. So I always remember that kind of creating this kind of atmospheres, you know. My play was there. So to dance and director, you know, and create scenes.
So side by side, your school and your dancing was going on.
Yes, yes.
Was there any dance classes in your school as well?
I remember. I don't have too much knowledge about dances, but I know that I want to study dance. So we have to move to the city, to Buenos Aires, when I was 15 years old. So I started to go to some classes of, I realized the yoga was there also, some classes of, again, classical dance. So in Buenos Aires I could understand also, start to hear drums from Brasilia, you know, folklore dance from Brasilia. That was the first big sign about that I need to learn dance, but I love the drums also, the rhythm in the dance, strong one, the dialogue, no? So this kind of dances came from Brazil. So I get some idea about that, no? In Buenos Aires, I started to go to some classes, no? Training that kind of music, Brazilian dances and classical dances. And that was my environment. But I was a little confused at that time because nobody in my surrounding, even my father and my mother, support me to learn dance.
So very few people in their life realize the importance or their being itself. Very few people, they realize their true self. I mean, they are not clear about what they want to be when they are growing up. But you are saying at the age of 15, you came to know that you are going to pursue dancing as your studies. What made you think so in the first place?
Yes, if I had some person who was a reference for me, I think my mother.
Okay. So, I mean, what made you think that you are going to pursue your career as a dancer in this tender age of 15?
Because my spirit totally enjoy and was directly. I don't think about nothing else. The only thing that I want to do is dance. Was it simple, you know, was like a clear purpose in my spirit, you know, is that. I didn't change, you know.
So you went back to Cuba when you were 18 years old, right?
Yes.
What had happened at that time?
Yes, that happened was 1992. The Russian take out of Cuba the support. So I realized when I arrived there, I went directly to the University ENA, which is National University of Arts, and we are outside of La Habana, Cuba. So I remember that when I arrived there, for Cuba wasn't an easy time also. For that reason, the name was Periodo Especial, special period for the Cuban people. And for me I went to the university. I asked for some training or to study dance at that time. So they allowed me to have, if I to have some training, and then they told me that they will see if I could be part of the university, because the artist, the dancer who arrived there need to cross a lot of exams also to be there, to be part of the university. So they allowed me to be there if I have some level of, to be there. So I studied with Técnica Moderna Cubana, which is a modern technique Cuba, which is a mix, and the branch of the career was this technique. This technique has this history. Fidel Castro, when arrived to the the government power, said, gays, they need to go out of Cuba. So 2 options, go out or go to the country to work with potatoes. So most of them went out, and when Fidel said, okay, they can come, a few years ago, they arrived to Cuba again with some tools, coming from the Spanish, which is a flamenco. So Eduardo Rivero was the person who was a guru teacher for us. He was the man who created the modern technique Cuban. So he put in this technique flamenco, the center of the waist, of the center of the body. He opened the Afro center, which is for African people. What is the center? What is the connection with the earth from Africa? And the classical. So it's a big. The modern technique of Cuba allowed to the dancer work with lines, which are so beautiful. Work with a strong force, which is the belly button, the center, the kundalini, the base of the movement, and also to work with hands like a flamenco, which can allow us to have a lot of plastic in the body, a plastic. So, and then they have Limon, Graham, which is in the university. There are few techniques that you cross, and you practice. So for me it was amazing, because the body in Cuba is allowed to express. The people on the street, you can see when you walk on the street, they put the backbone not aligned. They are not aligned. They move, and the expression is through the body. So it's easy to be there and understand that, even if you are a dancer. So the branch was modern technique Cuba, and then classical, and then contemporáneo. And then when you are there at the 3rd year, you can go to the contemporary or folklore. And I went to folklore because the expression of orishas, you have expression, history, history in terms of books, history, and you have all the music there, the batas, and you have a body where I was interested at that time to express like that. They dance for a medium, to be the receptor of some religion, which the name is orishas, Yoruba, Afro-Cubano, is one of the religions who Cuba has. No?
Were there a lot of students there who were learning dance?
We were, it's big, the university. And I remember the floor has a big hole, and when you do a jeté, I remember that you need to calculate, the jeté, you need to, be careful the hole and this kind of, but Cuba has a reference that for me build a way to work. I realized that I am a dancer in Cuba. I remember one time in the afternoon, I was in the university, and I said, oh, okay, I am a dancer, because you need to do a lot of efforts also, because it's not easy.
So what was the day like when you realized it?
Simple. It's like, okay, when the spirit when the spirit talk to you, it's not with, it's simple. It's direct. It's director. It's direct. The direction is clear. You are, so one of, it's like you are a dancer. So, okay, because I was looking for, at that time, for me, dance is not just movement in terms of aesthetic way, shape.
Do you remember any of your teachers from there?
Yes.
Who were they? What were they like? How did they used to teach?
They are so strong, and they ask to you to be strong also. Strong in terms of awake, in terms of decision, in terms of to be clear, because it's not just one scenes that you are working. In terms of music, to be open, in terms of maintain specific song, to be there, to put the body, in service of the spirit, and understand a lot of things in one movement, because it's not just the movement, it's the balance, the force, the equilibrium, where you have the feet, your knee, your waist, your backbone. It's like a net. The mind needs to think in net when you are a dancer, no? So it's a 350. It's not like this. It's 3 dimension.
Okay. Before I ask another question, let me tell you one story.
Oh, please.
The story goes like this. In India, long time ago, so there was a king. His name was Akbar. Akbar was a really powerful king, and he had one musician, and his name was Tansen. Tansen was one of the greatest musicians of that era when Akbar was ruling. Once, when this Tansen was performing in front of the king was all in his tears, and he started thinking to himself, this Tansen dances so well, he sings so well. I don't know how his guru might be, how his master or how his teacher might be. How will he perform? He started to think about it. So when he was thinking, that day he did not utter anything, he did not say anything. The next day, when Tansen was there, the king Akbar started asking, Tansen, I want to meet your guru. I want to know how he sings or how he plays his music. And Tansen started saying, it's not possible for him to bring in the palace. If you want to hear or if you want to listen to his music, you need to go somewhere where he is living, because he does not perform for anybody, he started to say. So both of them, they embarked on a journey. They started going towards where his teacher was living. When he went there for the first night, he did not speak or he did not play the music. The next day when he went there, when both of them were there, at the middle of the night, all of a sudden, the guru started to sing. The voice was really melodious. And the king Akbar, he was full of tears when he heard the singing itself, when he heard the music. And while they were returning back to the palace, the king did not utter anything. He did not have any words to say. And after coming back, he started saying, Tansen, your guru is really brilliant. Can he perform for me? He started asking. Can he come to the palace and perform for me? And then Tansen started saying, no, my king, your majesty, he does not perform for anybody these days. He performs only for the praise of God. And He is not in the petty need of money. That's why he does not perform at all. So, by any chance, have you met these kind of gurus in your life?
Yes.
Can you
Not
tell
too
me
much,
more?
not too much.
Yes.
Two. Two in terms of dance. And yes, the information comes not comes from my lives, from apparently different areas, but for me, dance with this kind of concept that touch me is how I integrate the information and try to express, you know, some concept. Like I can share some concept like become more and more and more the body become the, it's like I work for, you know, become more spiritual than materialistic in terms of movement. I am talking, you know, it's like and this kind of work coming, this work, I am interested in this work because I think that is some concept that some beautiful people like gurus shared to me. It's not something that I need to understand. I need to integrate, and for me to integrate and become myself, you know, it's like to integrate is to understand, and also what is for you this kind of understanding, no? It's like how you can use that. So for me, I need to like I go to the kitchen, you know, so I need to go to dance, you know, dance in terms of that, you know, also dance in terms of like I don't know, some musician has instrument. I need to before play need to adjust, you know, the note.
Tuning.
Yeah, when I am interested on that also to make harmony in this concept that beautiful persons, not most of them are not dancer, but are some people that has a clear sandal, you know. So I have some person like Beatriz Cárdenas, which is a woman that I found in Mexico. Another is Jaumara Rivero in Cuba. Another is Mónica Valenciano in Spain, for example.
Right. So when we were talking offline, when we were not talking in the camera, you were telling me that you came back to Buenos Aires when you were 25, right? So what made you to come back to Buenos Aires?
At that time, I started to be sick. So, and some person of my family called to me and said, "Okay, your father is just going to and pass away. You know, it's just few days." So I went to say bye bye to my father, and I at that time. I start to be increases with my expression because I was a professional dancer, but I was interested in the voice, what happened in terms of expression. So I saw when I arrived to Buenos Aires and I say goodbye to my father, I went to see some opera. The name is There's a Stone. So that was the first time that I saw a dancer doing a solo es solo, you know, but with body. With the name is physical theaters, you know, physical theater. With with the boys also, but I could see interesting expression, and I started to work with her in Buenos Aires. So that was one of the reasons to come back to Buenos Aires also, and I could buy a place, become a theater, and I lived there for 17 years old inside. So I founded there my company, and I started to work with another directors, another independent artists also, coming from the different languages, and we create together this space called El Galpón Multiespacio.
So how was the space like? The combination of music and theater and the dance.
And the way of live also, yes. Because I live there, sure. was to put my earth on the my feet on the earth in terms of how is to have a space in a city, in a big city, how you what you need to maintain your privacy in terms of creation, in terms of and also to be strong in maintain a big space and safe in terms of, but because I am clear that I don't want to go to the business person but you need to be, because you maintain a theater, so you need a structure. So we were at that time a cooperative, a person who work together, and I teach in my company and also live there and also work with another director, and I also teach. I start to learn theater there, you know.
Was it easy?
Wasn't easy, but was something that you need to, that the life give you to understand how is the structure of the art where I was interested at that time. What is the legal way, you know, to have some theater in Buenos Aires, you know. So yes, was good in terms of I know a lot of directors who maintain a place like that, like a small theaters with some specific way to see the theater. That is interesting in Buenos Aires, that you have 350 theaters open every day. So you have a big opportunity to go to see a different point of view about theater, because, you know. So, and it's also to say, at that time for me was, I am a dancer. I need to wake up every morning to have a space to see myself and to do my practice, my own practice. So that's what I know to do. So and was start again in Buenos Aires, because at that time when I come back was 10 years that I went out of my country. So when I come back was 10 years before that. So and also to say bye-bye to my father allowed me to come.
During that time span of 17 years, since you were there in Buenos Aires, were you a part of any particular or any popular theaters?
Yes, I remember El Excéntrico de la 63, which is a place of Cristina Vanegas, which is a beautiful actress from my country. I remember Timbre 4, which is a place near to my theater, from Claudio Tolcachir, which is a beautiful director also. And yeah, there's some, the way of live at that time in Buenos Aires, Argentina, if you want to create something and live in, was possible to live inside, you know, the house, because it's easy to maintain also, you know. And yes, it's like to wake up and yes, the practice is there, you know. So it's beautiful, and also Cuba teach me that also, you know, that like the I don't know, the guru wake up and do a meditation, you know, sitting for me is my meditation, you know. So I need that kind of places also, you know.
Constanza, what happened after 17 years? What was the main reason that you left it? Or is it still going on?
Because I think since 10 years, 7 years, I need to remove all that I am doing and go to the I need to, you know, take out all of the work that I am in that moment interesting, you know, and I, you know, suddenly it's like I need to become I need to put, you know, silence in my mind, and I respect that also. Happened since 7 years, you know. I need to do nothing and start to think, basic thing, you know. It's like, I don't know, it's something happened to me 7 years, 10 years. It's like I need to ask again.
The purpose of your life?
No, not the purpose, but what I am interested in, you know, what I need to do. It's not something like, and I start to feel like I need to remove, you know, it's like an earthquake, you know, it's like, okay, another page. In terms of your geography, in terms of what I am doing, in terms of, and listen, you know, just listen, you know.
And what happened afterwards?
After,
Yes.
after, well, at that time where you asked me, I went to Uruguay to be in a small house that my mother had in front of the sea, beautiful place. Because at that time I want to see, I was 16, 17 years in the city, so I removed, you know, and I totally go to the natural again, to see the sea and to put some, you know, stick on the fire and just sit and see the fire. You know? I remember myself doing that, just and practice in the morning. And I had, at that time, I was interested in some woman in Uruguay. The name is Graciela Figueroa. She has a center of dance, particular center, and she teach to heal the movement, how we can heal through the movement. Simple and strong. Also, I was learning there for 3 years, and I remove, you know, I think the pain again, you know, a pain through the movement. So I clean the channel. I clean the channels, you know, Cuba, Mexico. I clean the channels, and I, you know, not go to the. I at that time it's not just to go to the aesthetic way to move, was to let's connect again, simple things. Was not good because you have a background, you know, in terms of what you want, what are you looking for. So clean that was to reconnect again. Was 3 years more, and then I met with Gabi, and we said, okay, let's go to Nepal. And I am here since 8 years. I go to Spain and come back, Spain and come back. I was mother in the middle. I did a postgrad in Barcelona, but yeah, another big change was to be a mother. And when when I be a mother, I felt that my body uh, you know, it was like the body changed when I was pregnant, of course, but after that, to reconnect again, you know, the body and see clear what I am looking for again. And I was at that time I was in Barcelona, and I could do a postgrad, but wasn't exactly what the thing was to found. I think Mónica Valenciano in Madrid was the best thing that I could. It was a big gift for me, you know. She's an artist also, but she, you know, this kind of person who you said thank you for, you know, to be in my way also, you know. So she could reconnect, you know. And now I am almost 50, and I am arriving to my own language with the expression that was I was looking for.
As a dancer,
As a dancer, yes, as a dancer, to work with these tools, I try to use voice. I try to use. My support is the body, but body in terms of expression.
I meant to ask you, as a dancer, is music really important? Is the sound really important?
The sound is important. I mean, the music could be there or not.
Yes.
Now, if I can tell you, my days now is to work with the voices that we have in terms of external or internal, you know. But I am not. The music is there, you know, to dialogue with me, not to follow the music. Now, I can tell you that, you know. Of course, the music is so big, you know. If I open my channel, it's there, you know. Move myself. So I am interested in make a silence to hear, and also see what I want to hear, you know, and how if it's a tool for me, how I want to use it, or I can support of the music also, or let's make a dialogue, but I don't want to go, you know, behind the music, you know, as the beginning, because at the beginning the music for my career was something that I need to follow, folklore. The rhythm is there, you know. Tell you the story. So to understand that one thing is to interpretate, and the other thing is to create movement.
The last time when I was watching you dance, it was really interesting for me. I mean, you were kind of submerged in yourself, and the music was there, and you were there. And after some point, I came to know that you were lost somewhere. I was just watching through your dance forms. Does this happen to you that sometimes when you are dancing, you tend to forget yourself?
Always I try to forget myself in terms of what I am, if I think what I am, no? Because if I think what I am, what I can, it's just nothing, you know. It's if I think, no. So if I dance, I can amplify my scenes, so the information come in easier. You know, the information in terms of what I am moving, who moved me, you know, what is that voice that moved me also, you know. We have a lot of voices, you know, our structure is about voices, you know, our psychical structure is about voices. So, and the new voices are there, how I can be more and more this house of possibilities, you know, to the things happen, and I'm not, I am looking something like I am there, you know, but not just to do things, you know. I try to be empty as soon as possible, because I am working, but not to do things. It's not voluntary, the things, you know. It's more than, you know, what happened. You know? We have a lot of meaning now. We have a lot of, we are, the you know, voices, sound, light, a lot of tools to work here. Well,
There was one writer, dramatist, William Shakespeare, who was saying, all the world is stage. It's all stage, and you are performing there. Do you believe in it? Or is it something more internal?
I believe in that also. I believe in that. Yes. Yes. And it's also, I think, yes, because the reality, you create the reality,
Or the illusion?
of course. So it's a stage. There are stages.
Uh-huh.
You are, now you create this space with your voice, with your way to tell, with your vision, because you are here with me, working for you also. You create this space. I am an actress of your own idea, because if you are not thinking of your proposal, I am not here. So you create this space. It's a stage. It's one stage. You invite me.
Or the vice versa?
Yeah, we create situation.
Yes, true. Mm-hmm. So tell me one of your strong expression or a strong feeling when you felt that you had totally disappeared when you were dancing. Do you remember any of the experiences that you had totally submerged in the music, in the dance form?
Is when I am, when I, this kind of characteristic that you are saying is when, for me, is when I am completely in my body, in terms of lines, in terms of awareness about where are my feet, where are my hands, you know. It's completely clarificate your mind in terms of structure, in terms of which lines are you moving, you know. At that time, you can say, I am in this kind of medium, or I am in this kind of channel, or I am open now. When you are completely in your body, it's not abstract information, it's concrete. When you know how you can be completely here in your body, using your sense, using your chakras, using your, you know, way to hear, your, you know, this kind of forces that the body has. It's just a big support. So when you know how use that, for me, when that movement happened in terms of body, is where, when I can tell you, I feel medium, I feel a receptor, I feel this house of possibilities, you know. Is to create a space inside, you know, in the concrete way, with articulation, with muscle, how you use these tools in terms of weight, in terms of lines, in terms of expression, in terms of how you don't interrupt the movement that is happen to you. That is, you know, is something that I am looking for all the time.
Constanza, while we are talking, while we are having conversation, I came to know that there are a lot of chapters in your life, right?
Yes.
From your childhood, in your adulthood, and after you came back to Cuba, after you came back from Cuba to Buenos Aires, yet another chapter began.
Yes.
And after that, yet another chapter. So, what do you think would be the next chapter?
Well, yes. You know, when I in my experience, when I used to finish some work like Nomad, I try to make silence to see what is next. No, what is next in terms of what is the next in terms of hearing, in terms of understanding also. No? So yes, I am interested here to work with painters. I don't know why, but it's a feeling, because perhaps because I love painters, you know, and it's like something that how they work with the colors, and also I had a very good exchange with the director of the photography of this project. So, and also because I am interested in some images that start to happen in my dreams with colors, images, and meaning, and I want to see what happened there. But I am interested in the exchange with other artists. I am interested here because it's the way how I understand also the culture, Nepali culture here. For me, it's the way to understand where I am, the way to live, not just the artist product, no, the way, so how the people think also. This is my door, you know. So performance is my support, and body and performance is my tool for keep going, you know.
So, from the last 6 years, I've been talking with a lot of artists, and most of them share that in their dreams, if I'm talking with the artist, what they say is they see what they are going to produce in their dream itself. And what is the dream like of a dancer? How does she dream? What does she see normally?
I think in my point of view, to create harmony with the movement. No? I try to talk with different part of me, and try to listen and try to create harmony. Harmony and is the way how I do my practice to maintain me alive.
I meant to ask you, what do you normally see in your dream? Do you see yourself dancing?
No, I don't see myself dancing. No, but in terms of dancing, perhaps I used to have a clear direction where I want to go, a clear purpose, what I want to move now. It's more than that. What I am interested to move, and it's not something that I did it. It's always new in terms of interconnection, in terms of movement, in terms of how my spirit provoke myself to go, you know. It's something more like that, to create this kind of vertigo also, you know, move me these kind of things, you know. And I can see in the new impulse, you know, for that, to put myself in the new challenge, you know. That is what moved me, you know. And then, of course, the body is there, no? But this kind of electricity, you know, inside, that I really don't know, because I am not a logic. I am not working with the rationalic logic. You know, I'm working with unconscious part of my understanding. You know? So it's not something that I can tell you. I look myself movement. No, no. It's the movement comes with a different way. You know, it's like you understand, yeah.
Constanza, at last but not the least, why did you choose Nepal among so many other countries?
I answer your question, no? So, what I can do is day by day here in Nepal, for me, is allowed me Nepal the way how I see the person living here in my surrounding in Nepal in pattern is the human being here is allowed to have time to do the things. You know, time. They use the time as they want. Most of them. They are not running. They have time. And that was something that I always looking for, to understand the time. Of course, doesn't exist, no? So how here in Nepal, one of the, you ask me that, and the first things is, I understand the way of live here, in terms of Nepal allowed to the person to have time. So to have time is to feel your own spirit, to understand how you are in that meaning, in that moment, So I can't, take a breathing, and be there in the quotidian life, because it's such an old country in terms of use time, in terms of existence also, So remember me, Nepal, remember me that I can have time also to do my own things, to connect, to don't rush and run to anywhere, even, even to be connected with me, to try to hear, Don't be out of myself. Try to be there in the quotidian, it's there. It's there. That I learned in Nepal. So, remember, it's a big reminder for me also that's the small things is where I want to be.
So any messages to the passionate dancers who are here in Nepal?
Yeah. Go ahead. Here I think I am here also for that too. I have a problem to answer the question, but it's simple. It's to, of course, the YouTube is open, the Google is open, the information is there. It's always that we are thinking that the best is outside, the contemporary, is the best. And I try to, to communicate that what you have in your surrounding to start to move is what you need. And then, of course, that is going to be your basis. Respect the basis. Respect to go deep, to understand what you have in terms of tools in your surrounding. And then see what are you interested in, outside. But the first things that I can say is just put in value what you have in terms of expression dance in your surrounding. Because that is what you have, that is your identity to move. That was, at the end, what are you, this is your structure, you know, the way to feel. This is the movement that you need to respect yourself, the movement that you have in your surrounding, because that was you learn. And then of course you can go, you know, abroad in terms of what you want, how you can make a fusion, what are you, if you are a folklore, if you want to go deeper into contemporary, but look what touch you to move.
Constanza, thank you so much for your precious time.
Oh, thank you so much.